Live here at the residence of former Republican President Edgar Lungu. Now, information coming our way is that thieves broke into, the residence of the former Republican President, and we have been told that the matter has since been reported to the police. But to get more details, let me talk to Patriotic Front member of the Central Committee in charge of information and publicity, Mr. Kachinda, who is right in front of me. Good afternoon, sir. You're live on Diamond TV News on the Go.
No, thank you very much. Of course, this morning we were woken up to very traumatizing news that the house of the former president was broken into. And of course, we needed to have the police do their work. And we've been stationed here to understand what's going on. Suffice to say that what has happened today is unique. Is unique in the sense that this is the first time in the history of this country, and it's unheard of globally, to have the house of a former head of state broken into, and quote unquote suggesting that thieves broke into it. But we have every reason to believe that this is a well orchestrated professional work, possibly under the supervision of professional entities. And it's an indictment on or against those that are in authority, in charge of security. Last night, we've received a report that conveniently, ZESCO switched off or power switched off around 01 o'clock. And neighbors here can attest to that effect. What followed was the cutting of power supply to the facility and the security wire that has been put in place. Now, before we can give details to what has transpired from last night, I think it's important to remind the Zambian people that a former head of state is entitled by law to a certain outfit of security. But to have security officers, police officers withdrawn and only leaving 2 officers to look after him in a facility of this nature is reckless. And the current president must even be ashamed that under his watch, his predecessor is having people break into his house. They withdrew officers. The next thing that followed, the Zambian people are aware that his ADC, aide camp, responsible for his personal security, was not only arrested on trumped-up charges, but also disarmed, meaning that basically putting the former head of state's life at risk. What has happened today can only be an indictment against President Hakainde Hichilema himself, Honorable Jack Mwimbu himself, the IG of the police, because this is not only an embarrassment, but reckless, and should not have happened. How is it that ZESCO conveniently at the time power went, then thieves came? Who coordinated that arrangement? Further, how is it that they knew the vulnerable